Peace, family. So I'm back with another one. Today what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk to my chosen ones about you shall not expect respect from the opposition. Your friends, families, peers, anybody that's riding or siding with the opposition. You should not expect any respect, because the way their playbook is set up, it has disrespect written on the front of Playbook. You know, so anything that has to do with respect is only riding with the creator and the greater good of things. These motherfuckers over here have no sense of value. So with them having no sense of value, the value that they put on themselves is false. And what they're projecting to the world is all their disgusting, selfish, and ill intentions. And what kind of brought me to this subject today was I got a demon that I'm involved with, temporary, you know. I seen a video with, I can't remember the dude, I cannot remember the dude's name, I don't like saying can't, I cannot remember the guy's name, but he had made a statement about how none of us will be able to avoid the demons that's out here, just because the way the system is structured is plentiful, you know. And it's probably not the right words that he used, but when he had said it, it just registered to me as if like it is a lot of good light beings out here that is fighting the greater cause, and then there is a lot of good intention beings who are just zombie robots and they're just going with the flow because they have no backbone, you know. But then you have that other shit, I don't even know what else to call it, because when I think of demons and demonic and the disrespect that they beyond, it's not enough words in the English vocabulary to really do it any justice. And I had a couple situations this following week where it was very evident that I could have looked at the situations and made it seem as if, okay, they are not respecting me. But instead, because I'm a teacher, so with the demons coming across my space now, me being a teacher, these have to be smarter, wiser demons. Even though they're dumb as a box of rocks, they happen to be smarter than the last demons on the last level. So the next level up, they're getting smarter and wiser. So this one thought they didn't think it was okay. They knew it was disrespectful, but they do what they want to do. My daughter wanted to communicate with, I guess, the last person I was dealing with, just because we all hold small relationships. And I think that one probably got enticed by it just to re-bring that energy back up, to be honest. But as an adult, you're supposed to be responsible and in charge. But if my daughter is engaging with certain beings, I have to let my daughter know at 7 years old she's in charge. But the being thought it was okay to go through my phone, my contacts, to re-find the number and a name for my daughter to text, even though, you know, your trust level is all the way down here. And that's just, for me, like I say before in all my videos, like, I still give the utmost respect, because I'm gonna have to reap rewards from that later. They are continuously doing this disgusting shit, which they are gonna have to pay for later. That's the biggest difference. That's why I say, like, even with dealing with the opposition, I still try to be as honest and as forwarding and everything on the table as much as possible, and I try to be in my light as much as I possibly can be without tapping into some of the darker energy. Not evil energy, darker energy. I make this iteration all the time. We play football and we hitting people, we are not hitting them with ill intentions. It is a game. So we are actually learning how to conjure up that darker energy, use it, shut it off, and be ready for the next play. It's the same thing. So once you have these sport analogies, you're able to elaborate and to use that with real life experiences if you don't have other real life experiences to put in play. But I didn't take it as disrespect or not trusting this being even more for them going through my shit. What happened is I ride with the creator. So trust and honesty just flows through me. So if my daughter's using my phone, I'm not going to come snatch it so that way you don't get it or use it or not close enough to it. I'm not that concerned. The universe will show me that, hey, you're not supposed to trust this person, or hey, you already know where this person sides at. Once you learn their playbooks, you don't have to look at it as an individualized situation anymore. And that's what I do. I put them all together. It's kind of like when you see squirrels, or matter of fact, when you see cows. Nobody says, unless you know the farm and the cows that's been placed there, nobody knows. They just say, oh, the cows. The cow, you call them motherfuckers all one. The same thing I do with these disgusting motherfuckers. I call them all one. The same way them disgusting motherfuckers look at God's great creations as all one. That's why they all working the same tactics against us, because it's all one. You know what I'm saying? But that I could have used that as, oh, she doesn't respect me. Oh, she did it. But instead of me doing all that weird ass shit, it's like, hey, which I already know that's your job. So what you did was you allowed me to be able to get rewarded for still putting my trust down, and you are still gonna have to pay because you walked the same steps the opposition, your team leader, is leading you. See, that's what they don't get. And what's crazy is, like I told y'all, one situation with the guy who was talking to the last person I was dealing with. He was talking and dealing with the last person, so I cut him off. I blocked him. Our children will not be playing together, doing none of that shit no more. But what happened was, I sent that nigga some dark energy about a week ago. I sent him some dark energy because his mans was on my social media too. That's when I told y'all we have to delete, block, and remove. So when I delete, block, and remove, I sent them the energy, the dark energy, to seal it. It's kind of like an envelope. You put your information in an envelope, you lick it, you seal it, and you close it. So the dark energy was a seal on top of me putting the rest of that shit over there. So when I had sent them the dark energy, a week later, his sister, second oldest child, father got shot and killed. 3 people was hit. 2 of them were students, but he was the target. He was the one that got laid down. But it was just... It was just like, and he deserved it. He deserved it. I'm not gonna bitch around and say like, no, he was a great guy. Nah, he was already in somebody else's space doing other witchy shit. So my peoples had sent him some witchy energy, some dark energy too, because I linked up with him. He was like, yeah, you know, such and such Flocka, yeah, they just got killed last night. And I was like, I know him, but you know, we ain't like that. You know, we are bloody, but we ain't like that, whatever. And he was like, yeah, that was the one that fucking got killed. I said, I know, bro. And he was just telling me his situation, his story about how he had a connection to Flocka trying to talk to his girl that he was dealing with at the time, and the other dude saying he gonna rob him and do all this other shit. And it's just like, y'all demons know what y'all got coming to y'all. That's why it makes me smile and warm in the inside, because even though it hurts a little bit when somebody slaps me. Say I'm just sitting on the couch, somebody just slap me in the face. I feel it. I feel it. I am not one of them fucking fakers who be like, yeah, I did feel it. I'm just gonna ignore it. No, bitch, because my first reaction is to knock your motherfucking head off. It's my first reaction, but I don't, right? So I sit there and I take the hit and I'm processing it on the inside, the spirit world. My body is going all over the place because it really wants to react, but it's my job to control that process and then respond appropriately outward. I have to use the physical correlations because a lot of people don't be in physical altercations anymore. I was raised in this shit, whether it was parents, grandparents, or whether it was siblings and peers outside. You had to have some physical altercation to know that people will touch you. You will get touched. I'm not one of them people that's gonna just walk up to somebody because they smaller than me or I'm bigger than them and start just talking to them all belligerent, because I know my energy, but I don't know their energy. I know what I'm capable of and what the fuck I'm gonna do, and that's how I walk into situations. But I don't ever look at somebody and be dismissive of what they possibly could do. Because first I have to know what team you're on, and then I have to know, your rankings. So once you understand that, man, it helps a whole lot. And what's crazy is outside of the little demon doing the disrespectful thing with the phone shit, it was like 2 days later or the next day later, it's like one of their friends just randomly just walk right in the fucking house. Like, we got the door open. Me and my mini just out in the living room, because in the AMs, we up early. That motherfucker still be sleeping. I already know what time it is. We are in the transitioning process, so this will not always be a thing. I'm just a realist and a factualist, and I'm a human being as well, too. You know what I'm saying? So, but it just threw me off, and it reminded me of how much disrespect and how much painting the picture they do for their flying monkeys and the people around them. So the person who came busted in the house yesterday, they said was, from my understanding before I was even in that bitch space, it was, oh, this is my best friend, such and such, and she's a scientist, and she's this and she's that, and she's my best friend, and we did all of these things, and we grew up together, we know each other for 20, 30 years, blah, blah, blah. Well, I've known you for over a year, and this is my first time running into this bitch. And the first time I ran into this bitch, she just randomly opens up the door, doesn't introduce herself to me or my daughter, says anything with any productive or good energy, just has the most disgusting energy possible, goes straight to the room and start waking her up and hee hee ha ha and giggling. And I'm just thinking to myself, me and my daughter both just thrown off like, yo, damn, this bitch is disgusting. I know this is part of the playbook. I'ma just get us dressed so we can go ahead and head up out of here. And that motherfucker never came out the room to introduce, to say, hey, yeah, this is such and such who I've been talking about, or hey, this is his daughter right here, and blah, blah. It was none of that, and none of that was expected, because I already know the opposition playbook. So when you already know the opposition playbook, you're just aware, and you can acknowledge what's happening, and you can start responding better accordingly. When I saw that shit, because I've been experiencing this shit multiple years before and prior, it doesn't work me up the same way. I'm not as emotionally invested. I don't have as much energy invested. It's not the same investment, but it lets me know too as well, if I had a best friend and I was in a situation, the minute my best friend saw them, they would be ready to introduce themselves and speak of all these good things that they heard about them. But the way she walked in was disgusting. I could already tell that it was already a lot of shit talking behind my back, which is expected, so I'm not mad at any of it. You don't get mad at it because it's all expected. It's part of the playbook. They have to paint the picture of you as the bad guy so that way they can seem like a good guy. But what happens is, we all know that they're fucking disgusting. And we know they disgusting by their fruits. That's why this motherfucker now is not even allowed to have kids or little people. You're not even allowed to. The universe said, fuck your broken box. We are not going to allow you to produce no seeds. So if you want to live disgusting, be disgusting. But it ends with you. So that's one thing that I do love about the witchy team, is they be killing each other too, and they don't give a fuck. So even though the higher ups is doing this shit to, depopulate, they're also fucking up the demonic women and demonic men that's on their fucking team as well. So them motherfuckers aren't even able to reproduce. The last bitch that the dude who is dealing with, who was my associate, and he dealing with shorty girl I was dealing with for like 2-3 years, she wasn't allowed to conceive. She couldn't even have babies. And the same thing with this one. It's the demons' boxes are broken, and then they're being tampered with. So, like, even though you taxing me for being in your space, or you're taxing the rest of us and everybody else for being in your energy or around you, y'all not even allowed to reproduce. So enjoy it while you can, because you're gonna have to wear it a lot harder when you get older, and then you have no little ones to even fake support you. Hey, this shit be wild. It be wild when you think about the process of all the witchy shit they do. And what's crazy is they do shit like, they'll fucking break your TV today, right? And then tomorrow be on some whole other shit and acting as if the TV didn't break. But let you mention that they broke the TV. Oh, why are we talking about this? Why are we gonna keep bringing this up? I don't want to keep talking about this. Bitch, you just broke it and there was no consequences for it. So, you disgusting piece of shit, I'm gonna make you feel extremely disgusting, or you're gonna have to get the fuck out of my space. I'm gonna have to get the fuck out your space. But there will be consequences. That's just how it works. You don't get to go through my shit or just do disrespectful things like that and think that there are no consequences. You can do what you want, and I'm entitled to respond how I like. We all are. That's the beauty in them consistently doing the same thing, because they can do the same thing over and 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 over. But we will not. We will not. We have a time limit on how long we will do something consistently, because once we implement, oh shit, I've been doing this for a while, now I think I'm the definition of crazy. Hell no. Then we start making the proper adjustments. But you just have to understand that they don't respect themselves. They know that they are a piece of shit. You know, so don't expect them to respect you. And when you feel disrespect, or when they show you that they don't respect your motherfucking energy, don't get offended. They're disgusting and they don't even respect their own. So don't try not to let it affect you too much. That's why sometimes when I get into that confusing spaces, I'll just go listen to, because I don't have other peers I could call and talk to like that. So I love you too. That's why I'm here. I tap into other content creators who speak similar or on subjects about the fucking demons, the narcs, even though I could replace the narcs, all of that shit. Because we all experiencing the same thing, so I don't have to be like, oh, I need to call such and such and vent about this shit, and they don't even comprehend. When I could just shut the fuck up, turn something on and listen. And fix it that way. I don't always have to talk. You know what I'm saying? But I won't run it up too long. Tapping anything down below. Peace and love to the kings and queens.